he's gonna defeat spam bots.
Yep.
Thank God.
It's so bad nowadays
Yeah.
where it's the spammers are verified, so they
Yeah.
have the check mark, which is
Yeah.
crazy. How do you verify a spam account?
Some high level spam. You know those like Russian spies throw them when they're kids in the US?
They train them from like
Yeah.
early childhood.
Yeah.
So they build up an entire career and personality as a facade, and then they just flip
Just
the
for
switch.
this one
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Quick, activate agent,
Yeah.
you know, 3075, and he just starts spamming like on Twitter.
I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be so stupid.
Yeah, I've built up my entire career and persona, and like I've got a proper job and a wife and kids, but I gotta throw all that out.
Yeah.
It's time to spam people. My true calling.
Welcome to another episode of the Decogged podcast. Today we are going to talk about
A bunch of stuff.
A bunch of stuff, but the main topic is Elon Musk buying Twitter or owning Twitter. So
Good, bad. I don't know. I'm sure everybody in the internet's already given their 5 cents, but
yeah.
here's our 5 cents
Yeah.
anyway.
What's your what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I think it's a good thing that there's somebody who we can look to now very obviously as the
guy.
The guy, yeah. Before
Yeah.
it was Jack Dorsey, right?
Yeah.
And you could look towards Jack Dorsey and you could tell like where he's going to take Twitter, what his plans were for it, and a lot of things, right? And he's obviously now focused on Bitcoin and like I guess just Bitcoin really. So once he kind of fell out of the picture, I think there's a lot of people who were like, well, what's going to happen to Twitter now? You know, like Twitter has its own problems, and and we'll talk about some of them in a bit. But like Elon stepping in, he kind of already said on the record that his mission is gonna, be to improve a lot of these problems that Twitter currently has.
Yeah.
So what do you think though? Like, do you think it's a good thing?
I am on the fence.
You're on the fence.
Yeah.
I want to hear why though.
I think he's a visionary, no doubt. He's a smart dude. I also think there's a lot of hype around him.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the perfect platform for him and other
there is
for
like
any
a
hype, for anything hype. I feel like you would go to this platform for complete hype and speculation stuff. And there's positives about that, but there's also I'm worried whether everything's just going to be hyped in this in this platform, right?
Yeah. So you're worried it's too hype driven and too speculative?
I think so. I
mean, think a large part of that is just because of the space that we're in at the moment.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of facets to Twitter.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of sub communities, I guess, when you think about Twitter. There's a whole sports side of Twitter.
Yeah.
And there's this whole scientific community on Twitter, engaging in conversation. And then, you have other communities like the art ones, relatively smaller, but then you have NFT community, which is pretty massive.
Yeah. I guess that's why, I guess my initial thought is obviously geared towards the NFT community because we're in it, right? But I think, I know that he's sort of in the space as well. And that's what I'm worried about, that space more than anything, more than the other stuff. Because I feel like his eyes would be, for example, more on that than sports and maybe compared to other things, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but I do think there are pros. I like how so some of the things he listed out, well, that people think he's going to do is loosen the content rules.
Yeah.
Right?
So he says he's a free speech maximalist.
Yeah.
So he believes very strongly in free speech, and he even said this. He said this in an interview recently, just before acquiring Twitter. He said, I think it was for TED. It was in a TED talk. They were interviewing him, and he said, "I when in doubt." Because the interviewer basically asked him how do you navigate the nuance of free speech? Who has the authority to say whether this infringes upon somebody else's rights or whatnot? and is like within the bounds of law. You know, like someone has to make a decision, right? Somebody who's moderating the platform has to make a decision. And then he basically said, when in doubt, err on the side of letting it be, just letting it be out there. Maybe you don't promote it if you think it's like very controversial. Yeah. But you wouldn't censor it either. Yeah. So that's one of the things he mentioned. Then there's a few other things we can go through. I think later,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that. I think that's a good way to approach it.
At first, when I heard it, I was like, I'm not sure whether, I mean, of course you believe in free speech, but there's also a lot of idiots out there. But like, you know,
there's some things like maybe you shouldn't be said, but you know, like, who are we to decide whether that is right or wrong? Yeah. So, and then this is something that I'm glad he's doing. He's definitely said that he's gonna defeat spam bots. Yep. Thank fucking God. Like I hate them. Every 10 minutes I get. Yeah. It's so bad nowadays where it's the spammers are verified, so they have the check mark. Yeah. And they put up spam posts, like obviously a phishing spam. Yeah. It goes to some phishing website. And then, you know, they always kind of tag you in the replies. Yeah. And I've been getting this a lot. I don't know. I think it's very specific to NFTs. So if you're in kind of this NFT space, you might be getting these spam from these verified accounts, which is crazy. How do you verify a spam account?
Yeah. Some high level spam. Like,
that's some high level spam. Yeah, exactly.
He's been in the you know those like Russian spies or something, like you know how they get it, like, you know, they grow them when they're kids in the US, and then they become that'd be so funny. It's just like these
like a high level spam, like they train them from like early childhood. So they build up an entire career and personality as a facade, and then they just flip the switch
for this one moment.
Quick, activate agent, 3075, and he just starts spamming like on Twitter.
I was so sad. That'd be so stupid.
I've built up my entire career and persona, and like I've got a proper job and a wife and kids, but I gotta throw all that out. It's time to spam people. It's my true calling.
Oh man, that'd be that's so good.
That's his life's mission.
I did. Yeah.
It's like Red Sparrow, but like
that's exactly. Whenever I look at these accounts now, that's what I'm gonna think of. It's great.
It's like a new movie that we gotta release this idea. You know, it's like comedy gold.
You're activated.
But it's like a cell agent.
So that I wouldn't miss spam at all, and I think that's really good for people, especially who first get into the space, because people just click on shit. Like, you know, I mean. I know someone who
that's so true.
On the crazy stuff.
If you're not, if you didn't have coffee that morning, and you're just like, oh, what is this? And you click on that link. Yeah. I heard, like, these are just stories, of course, so I don't know how much truth there is, but I heard there's like some websites you go on and then like it looks like a real website. I'm sure there's like plenty like that, right? But I heard like all you need to do is click on the link and it goes to this website. It logs you in and straight away just like takes all your assets, like all your digital assets, so your NFTs, your tokens, your all your crypto, basically just like siphons it out of your account instantly without you doing anything. All you had to do is click on the link. I don't know how much truth there is to that, because
that's pretty crazy though.
I feel like there's got to be some like kind of you would have had to type in your password for your your digital wallet for it to be able to like you have to like sign some like approvals and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a little bit of like
exaggeration,
misinformation there. I feel like there's still a level where you have to be enough of you have to be like
aware or like conscious to like
conscious enough to type that stuff in, or like I should say like negligent enough to do that for it to get you. But there's a lot of people who if you're not like super technically savvy, you don't use the internet a lot, like say you're like an older gen person and you're like, oh, this NFT thing's cool, like, and my niece is making NFTs, I want to sign up for an account and buy some crypto just to help support her or whatever. And then you accidentally click on one of these spam links, and it just siphons all your money out. That's kind of crazy, right? So
okay, so I don't know what it is, but I do feel like there's like a bit of awareness that I think it should be inherently there for people. Like when you look at a spam thing, like for example, like I feel like now people are like, at this point, people are attuned to email, like spam email marketing, right? There's a certain look. There's like those intangibles.
You're like, oh yeah,
trigger
the
your
Nigerian prince is contacting me. Oh man,
exactly. Like there's.
Let me click on this link.
Yeah. So I feel like there's the same sort of thing with when you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it, you're just like it looks a bit off.
It does look a bit suspicious. You know, I think that's because we're of that generation where we grew up with technology, so we kind of have that like innate sense of like, you know, you're always skeptical. I think on the internet, the number one, I think the way you have to approach anything on the internet is like skepticism first, and then like do your due diligence to make sure that you know, it's not a scam, or it's like it's truthful information. Yeah. You know, even like articles, web articles, like everybody has to like, I think these days look at everything through that skepticism lens, where it's like, oh, okay, it's like, you know, it's like the Wall Street Journal posting something, and then you have to look at the lens of like the Wall Street Journal and then like what they're about, and it's like, oh, it's, you know, it's Fox News or something. Then you have to kind of look at it through that lens. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And I think that analytical side is inherent to us because we grew up with the internet. But I feel like, especially with the older generation, it's definitely not natural. Like they just kind of, you know, they
just read what they see.
Yeah,
well, almost like they take it at face value.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think if it's gonna get anyone, it's gonna get them. Yeah, and that's the sad part too, because like like they might be the most vulnerable people on the internet. Yeah, or like maybe you're just too young and you haven't like been exposed to all the scam stuff enough to be able to tell. Yeah, because I know that, you know, I guess I wouldn't say that would be like, I'll be incriminating myself. What? Wait, don't tell me you're a scammer. You're moonlighting as a scammer.
Definitely
not. Elon's gonna get you.
So I guess one of the last like things that he wants to implement, which is a big one for people, because it drove, like, a lot of people commented on this, which is the edit tweet button. Yeah. So having the ability, like Instagram, like, you know, to change what your tweet says. Yeah. Which is
I think most people agreed with it. Yeah. I'm a bit. My initial reaction was no. Like I did not agree with that. Yeah. Me too. Because I feel like that is, like, it's good in a way. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to be able to like undo some of the things I've said in the past and edit it, right? But I think what he was saying kind of made a little bit of sense. Like maybe if you did some stupid typo or something, and just little things, like I think he said there was potentially going to be a small window where you can edit, and each time you edit, it's going to erase the likes, the retweets, and everything. So basically resets that tweet. Oh, okay. So as opposed to deleting and reposting the tweet. I mean, I think they're still working through the nuance of this, right? Like I'm sure once he's on board, they'll test out a bunch of different things. So it's not exactly like you can go back like 4 years and change something from the past.
That's the thing I was a bit like,
yeah, because I think, you know, there's a level of accountability of what you say. Like if you say something and you put it out there, you should be accountable for what you just said. You know, you can't just go and change it all of a sudden. But I feel like if it's, you know, to fix up a mistake, or like, oh, I forgot to post a link with this tweet, or you know, you put the wrong image up and it's, you know, you're butt naked or something, and you're like, oh crap, that's like that was from Saturday night, not what I was supposed to put this morning. Then maybe you can edit it, but initially I thought no, because you should be held accountable for what you say. So think about what you say before you say it.
Yeah, and I think that's what was important about, like, what was good about Twitter. Because, you know, you get people, like, even, like, you know, you get athletes or like celebrities who post like ridiculous stuff in the moment, and then, you know, people had to delete it.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's fair. If you said something like stupid, you should delete it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't get the likes or whatever. Like, people shouldn't see this.
Yeah. Or they should see it, and then they should know, like, that's...
Yeah, well, then they screenshot it, and, you know...
Yeah, like, that's what you said, right? So,
Yeah, but...
I think it helps...
Yeah.
Like, it helps people who put a little bit of a filter on themselves to think through what they're saying, so that making sure that what they're saying they actually truly believe in, it's not something dumb.
Yeah, and, you know, I would be more okay with it if there... I think it was back in... I forgot whether it was Facebook or Instagram, but when you used to make an edit, you see the edit history, so you see what you changed. So if it's a typo stuff, that should be fine. Like, why not have like the edit history? Because then people will know, oh, you made a mistake.
Yeah, just a silly typo, you know. You have fat fingers.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That
normal.
happens. Yeah.
Everybody's been there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about typos, and people, I believe people are smart enough to decode my messages. But yeah, I feel like if you had that function, then I would totally be for it.
Yeah.
But if you had the function, like if you don't have that and you can just change things at any point in time, or, you know, just complete free editing history kind of power, I guess I'm leaning more on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Than
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way he framed it made it seem like, okay, I am for this. If it is like just you have a small window, like you put up a tweet, maybe in the next 24 hours, you can edit it. And when you do edit it, it like wipes out all your likes and retweets. So it's essentially like tweeting again, but except...
So what's the point of having that
I don't
function
know, because it seems to me like just deleting and retweeting.
Exactly.
To me, but...
Because I feel like you would be able to keep the likes and retweets. That's the whole point of having it, right? Yeah. Unless it's going to be...
Because it could be something like...
It's a paid thing. You know what? They're going to give you, like, if you pay a certain price.
Yeah, you have to sign up for Twitter Blue.
Yeah, sign up for Twitter Blue, and then you get this whatever. And then probably the next tier, it's like, oh, you get to keep the likes and retweets.
It could be. I don't know. It could be a genius move to get more money. But then you think about, like, you could do something completely sinister if you get to keep it. Because someone could say something like amazing. They could be like, oh, you know, I believe like everybody should have equal rights in the world. And then like you get like all these likes and retweets, and then you change it to some like completely like, you know, like some Nazi thing, like, you know, like Hitler was like the greatest person.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from there it's just like, you know, if like everybody it's like, what if Oprah Winfrey liked your tweet because it made a lot of sense, and then you change it, and then all of a sudden it looks like Oprah just liked the tweet about, you know, Hitler being the greatest. Then you know, it's kind of like you just screwed everyone.
Exactly, that's totally true. That's why I think the history thing is important. I was just imagining when you said that, like what kind of post I would post, like just to troll. I swear to God, lately I've been hearing a lot about, like, I don't know why people are so divisive about like pineapples on pizza.
Oh, really?
I would just and then change it. It's like, hey, I'm not a pineapple person.
Everybody likes it. Pineapples are disgusting on pizza. And you get all these likes, and then all of a sudden, all the people that hate pineapples on pizzas, all of a sudden like the pineapple on pizza. Like,
just to troll them.
But that'd be hilarious, actually.
But I think, you know, it would be nice to see, like, overall, it is nice to see that there's someone leading the charge again for Twitter.
I mean, this is one thing he did mention in the interview, which I wholly agree with, is open sourcing the algorithm that's being used to promote tweets. He was saying basically anyone who likes, anyone who has their tweet altered, essentially, there'll be some marker to indicate that this tweet has been altered by the algorithm to either, you know, promote it or demote it, or, you know, any sort of change that a human has intervened. So somebody, a moderation team on Twitter says like, this is really offensive. We're not going to delete it, but we're going to demote it. Then it'll show you that tweet has been altered by the team,
I think that's good.
Which is great, right? Because you want some sort of transparency what's happening. And, you know, if you agree that should be demoted, that's cool, but at least you know that has been that you know, action has been taken. and then on top of that, he wanted to open source the algorithm itself. You know, whether it be on GitHub or something that anybody out there can
use for their social platforms.
No, like just to see like how they're deciding to, like how the algorithm is built so that you know, like if a tweet is blowing up for some reason, it's because of this reason. Like it's not because someone has like gone in there and it's not like it's biased to one type of tweet, you know, versus another. So if there's some sort of filter in the algorithm that says anytime you tweet about you know, the left, you get promoted, and anytime you tweet about the right, you get demoted. It's to open source that. I'm not saying that exists, but it's just to open source it so that everybody can see that like it's fully transparent. Yeah. If there's some weird thing in there, like some filter being applied, you can see it in the code so that it's not.
I think that's great. Yeah, I think that's really good. And it's good to like, because I mean that's a problem that Facebook was having. You know, it's like, if there's potentially something that was, you know, ethically probably or morally wrong that someone posted, it's like Facebook was sort of suddenly it's supposed to be a social media platform, but now they're responsible of, hey, should I block it, or should I, because of free speech, just let it you know, let it go? Because it's such a fine line for so many topics where it's like you're sort of teetering between like, oh, is this offensive or is this not? You know, so I think, this would be great to just even see a marker that, moderators are, you know, they disagree or demoted this thing. So read it at your own risk. But
that's true. And I think, you know, if you notice that something has been demoted and you feel like that infringes upon, like that's somewhat censoring, you know, because someone might say something that somebody in the moderation team completely disagrees with, and that moderator went in and demoted that tweet. And if everyone can see, like, you know, that's some level of censoring that I don't think is right. Like, even though that tweet shouldn't be promoted, it should also not be demoted, because that's, you know, that could be seen as censorship in a way. So I think it's good. Like, the more open and transparent like people's tweets are, the better. Because what he was saying was he didn't want to buy it because of monetary reasons or anything like that. Like, and I mean, I don't know how much I trust the man's word, but he said that he believed that Twitter was one of the few places where there's open and free speech and open dialogue that people can have on the internet. So he wanted to try to not only protect that, but also like open it even more so that it's a trusted platform that you know, you can go on and anybody can have disagreements and whatnot, but it's a good for humanity sort of thing where everybody can go to this one platform and know that they're not censored in any kind of weird way and still have this open dialogue and kill the spam, so you don't have like,
that's great,
you know, bots trying to like influence people in how they think. You know, there's spam bots, but then there's also like just bots where it's just like fake bots. Like, I don't know, like maybe some, you know, government anti like to the Western society or something decides to release like, you know, like millions of spam
statements, just
to misinform people.
What's by the numbers, right? Like, it might not get you, but if you think about like these bots just spamming the same message to like millions of people, they just need to get a few. Like, you just need to trick a few people.
Trick a few people, and then they all of a sudden they like think a certain way, and it's like Inception, right? You're just like doing it en masse. You know, you're trying to like divide a country or whatever, divide people on one side or the other, or like misinform people by, you know, spouting fake facts. So
well, actually, this is something that I do agree with that, but I also like thought that, you know, I do feel like it. Do you think? Like, at the back of my mind, I do feel like because now there's going to be less barricades for people like to say what they want. It's almost like, would it create an even more divisive sort of like political geo sort of situation?
I don't know. I mean,
because yeah, you can get like if you have complete free speech, now people are behind the keyboard. They know that they won't get hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's almost like people can say anything, and then even if it gets flat or demoted or whatever, some people still go and look at this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the extremists, I feel like would there would be more.
I know what you mean. It's like the loudest voices tend to be the ones that are heard.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not sure what the solution for that is.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously a problem now. I mean, I'm definitely not the one to try to figure this out, thank goodness. But yeah, that is potentially a problem where the loudest voices are the ones that are heard, and the loudest voices aren't always the voices of reason, right? So it is kind of, in a way, counterintuitive. But yeah, I mean,
I think, well, I mean, this is just a question like to pose, because I was thinking about this when I was when I was reading it. And yeah, it would be interesting, because I think it also depends on how everything's related to each other. It depends on how things play out. Yeah. You know, and it'll be interesting to see. Also, like, quickly, so apparently Twitter is not actually a money, like, it's not, they're heavily reliant on 90% of their income, like their revenue is from ads. So it'd be interesting to see how, like, because if Elon doesn't want ads on Twitter.
That's what he said?
Yeah. Well, as in he doesn't, let's see. I should fact check.
If that's one of the, I mean, if that's one of the things, that's very surprising, actually. Because, yeah, how are they going to make money? But
I need to check again just in case. But so if, like, it's apparently it's already, it's not a profit-making business.
Right.
So it's either, let's say, hypothetically, let's say they keep their ads, right? So how would they, I guess, change, like, how would he, is he really doing it for, you know, for like a non-profit thing? Because I can't see, if they were to like limit spam ads and stuff, like how they would make money for Twitter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, if not for ads, I mean, I have no idea. That's a question I think every social media platform is trying to figure out, is like how to not be reliant on ads as much. But I don't think anybody has done so yet, right? Google's kind of the closest to like breaking out of the ad model, because and Amazon, I mean, like, you know, because they have real products that they can and real services that they can offer. So then I don't think they're as reliant on ads. But something like Twitter, where that is this platform, that's the service, like there's nothing else to Twitter other than the platform. You kind of stuck, right? You kind of have to
use ads.
Ads to make money. So I mean, I don't know. Subscription, like new features, I guess, like you were saying, that could be something where you can entice people to, you know, like the profile pic Twitter Blue thing with you able to, you know, use NFTs as your profile picture. That was a big kind of bonus. Like, that was a boss move, in my opinion. Because they got a whole bunch of people to sign up.
You know what? But that's if Elon was there earlier, I think my Android would have gotten the hexagon profile pic earlier.
Yeah, a bit sooner. Yeah, potentially.
Damn it, man. It took me forever. And I was like, it took me like 3 months.
They're definitely behind the curve on the Android features.
God damn it. Yeah. If you guys have any thoughts, like, please let us know. What do you guys think that it's a good thing that Elon is going to be in charge? Twitter, going to be in charge of Twitter.
And do you even use Twitter? I guess that's another question. If you guys even use Twitter, do you even care?
Yeah. It's crazy, because we just started using it these past few months. And now we exclusively use it, if anything.
I think so.
So give us your thoughts. The Sandbox purchased Moonbird 2642, so it's one of the 9th rarest like NFTs in the Moonbird collection. They purchased it for almost $1 million.
That's an
350 ETH.
That's insane. And that's in my head. I can't even, like, first of all, I can't comprehend how anyone could justify it that much on an NFT. Even though we are in the space, I still can't comprehend like how it's worth that much. $1 million for what, this like green jaded bird, which I'll quickly show, I guess. I mean, it's almost like why as well. That's you know, so you're saying Sandbox made this purchase?
Yeah, Animoca.
Well, they definitely have
a subsidiary of Animoca Brands and a
Yeah.
top metaverse. So yeah.
And I mean, this would tie in later to something else,
yeah.
Animoca related and metaverse related.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we mentioned in the past, Sandbox is one of the platforms, like a metaverse platform. I mean, that's DAI though, so 315 DAI is not equivalent to.
Wait, is this? Let's see.
Yeah,
Wait a
so if you
second.
scroll down to the sale, if you scroll up, there's in the sales, the last sale,
Wait.
a little bit lower, yeah, lower,
I can't
lower,
see it.
lower. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was sold for 100 ETH,
Yeah.
and it was
The Sandbox game.
so they must have sold this over the counter, so OTC. Essentially, like you can sell things on. I mean, I'm surprised it sold for 100 ETH initially,
Yeah.
but that person then flipped it and sold it to Sandbox for 300 ETH. I'm guessing, but it
Yeah.
would have been an over-the-counter sale because it doesn't have the sale history on
Yeah.
OpenSea.
Yeah.
So
Cool. But yeah, that's pretty.
yeah, I mean that's pretty surprising that someone would buy
Yeah.
it for that much. But I guess Animoca have their own ideas.
So yeah, they have like a bunch of other stuff like from Macy, like, you know, I think clearly they're collecting these huge projects and putting them in their metaverse, right? And they're really trying to combine all the worlds sort of together,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, now when I'm thinking about like the different, like, first of all, I'm not a big proponent of Sandbox because of how centralized it is. Because like you're saying, it's a subsidiary
Yeah.
of
Animoca.
and they kind of have their fingers in everything, Web3, crypto related. They're everywhere, right? So they basically, behind the scenes, they're pulling a lot of strings. So I feel like that's a level of centralization that I don't feel comfortable about with this whole space. And it's probably something that like a lot of other people, like Jack Dorsey, who's very anti-centralization and all this, he's very pro Bitcoin. So he's kind of looking at it through that lens. But there's a lot of people who are anti-centralization.
Yeah, it feels like they're a centralized unit selling decentralized ideas.
Yeah, they're basically like a centralized company. Yeah, like a Web2 company dominating the Web3 space.
Yeah.
And not really playing by the same ethos, I feel like, at least, as...
But using that as...
Yeah, it's kind of taking advantage of the participants and taking advantage of the mentality of people in the space.
Yeah.
And, kind of capitalizing on that. Which kind of... I don't know if you want to move on to the next point.
So why we're going to move on to the next topic, right? Like it's sort of the same it's sort of tied.
Yeah.
So when we're coming out with these topics, that we realize that these two, like there could be...
It's just like one big
yeah,
topic.
Yeah. So I guess you should say it because you're actually sort of in it.
I guess it does affect me a little bit more. So Animoca partnered up with Yuga Labs, and Yuga Labs is they're sort of the owners of a bunch of big NFT projects, Basie being the biggest, Basie being Bored Apes Yacht Club, and they recently purchased CryptoPunks, which was like arguably number 2, right? So they own basically some of the biggest NFT projects, and they partnered up with Animoca to kind of, I guess, build this metaverse. I don't know if it's a platform or if it's a sub-component of another existing metaverse platform. If I had to guess, it's tied to Sandbox because Animoca owns Sandbox, and because Yuga Labs has already done something with Adidas for Basie. So they have a collection specifically for, like, it's a specific Adidas cross Basie collection for Sandbox. So it makes sense that they stay within that ecosystem. So they've come out with this thing called the Otherside or something like that, Otherside Meta, which is kind of like a metaverse, I guess, universe for all these NFT projects. And it's going to release sometime, you know, the minting process, I guess, to own an NFT to allow you to participate in this world. That's happening this Saturday. And yeah, I mean, it's like they're doing all these really big plays. And this, I guess this next move of theirs kind of puts them deeper into the metaverse world.
So for everybody who wants to know, like, Billy is actually, like, you have basically the invitation to mint.
Yeah,
right?
I have the invitation to mint.
So how did you get the mint, and why? I guess talk about a little bit about KYC and how that sort of goes against the Web3.
Yeah, so KYC is it stands for Know Your Customer. It basically means a company that's operating in, you know, online or whatever, like, if there's, like, I guess, money and investment and whatnot involved, they're kind of obligated to report that to the government bodies that they operate within, like the different countries that they operate within.
Yeah.
So they need to have something called KYC, like Know Your Customer, so that they have, I guess, record of the people that deal with them. So that if they need to report taxes or whatever, or like earnings or whatever, they can do that to the government body. So Yuga Labs partnered with Animoca, and they basically had a website up where you could sign up with your crypto wallet, and also part of that process is signing up with your actual details, like your driver's license or your like your passport or something, some sort of information that ties you, like, to the jurisdiction that you belong in.
Yeah.
And they have all that information, but they basically asked people to sign up with their wallets and with their actual identity, real life identity, and they didn't tell anybody what it was for, why. And that was kind of like a big moment in the space, because people were kind of debating whether that was the right thing to do, like whether that was a pro Web3 move, or it was like an anti Web3 move. And I think in general everyone agreed that it was anti Web3, anti, like, being open and I guess being and like privacy, you know, it kind of encroaches in the realm of, like, you know, you kind of lose a little bit of privacy. You're giving up a bit of privacy there. You're giving up your information about who you are and what you know where you live and stuff like that. But I signed up anyway. Because, you know, at first I did not agree with the whole KYC component, and I was on Twitter and I was reading all these people's thoughts and comments, and then, you know, the space obviously gets the best of you, because you're like, man, this is base C. You know, this is Yuga. This is gonna be big. This is like, you know, it's gonna be big. So I did the KYC. You know, I made a new digital account. And then I did the KYC, and then of course it got approved because you know, it was real information. So now my wallet is approved to be able to mint this metaverse, I guess, token, this NFT token that you can use to participate, I guess, in
mint. I mean, from what I hear from the story is that you're a flexitarian, so pretty much, like, he's only Web3 until, you know, there's more incentive.
There's more incentive.
Which I totally agree with.
You know, I think,
Go.
After
this is freaking ridiculous. 10 minutes later.
No, but so I mean, I think I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed in myself for just giving in, for selling out like that. But at the same time, this is like, it is kind of crazy, because like, it could be something big where you could stand to make some money out of it, right? And being unemployed, obviously, I was thinking about that too. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. Like, you only care about the whole ethos of Web3 until until there's a more enticing reason not to care.
Yeah.
And I think everybody in the space is the same. So like, whilst I love the whole idea of Web3 and like all the values that Web3 is about, I think, if you pit those values and those things up against like real monetary value, like
and stability,
exactly, those things, it's I mean, it's kind of hard to choose, right? So
I mean, dude, if I like, if I heard about it, I think I would have, I guess I wasn't tuned in, I would have done the same. Like, honestly, like, why wouldn't you? As an artist, you're like, we're trying to do our own thing right now. It's like, it's not like we have like a regular income. This would buffer it, right?
Yeah, it kind of enables you to survive longer, to create more things for it's sort of like a little bit of evil for a lot of good, potentially. So
I didn't even think about it like that. I just feel like everybody has a price, like, I hate to say this, that's a real, like,
it's kind of I guess it's kind of true. Well, it depends on what it is.
Like, I don't feel like there's an ethical thing either. So it's not like anything that's super polarizing. It's just
it's kind of like it is kind of like it's pinning up what you believe against what you're willing to budge for. And I think that's kind of like a interesting question. It's like, how much are your values of this Web3 thing worth? If you put it up against like something like obviously more morally like questionable, where it's like, oh, would you kill somebody for 100 ETH or something? Of course, like, I think 99% of the people out there would say no, like, I wouldn't do it for any amount of money. So it's different in that sense, where it's like, it's not really a moral dilemma. It's more like a, I guess it's just a very broad ethical question of like, what do you want the future of the web to look like?
But I mean, I guess we don't even know exactly what decentralization is yet. Like, it's like, we get the broad term, but we don't even really know what it looks like. We know exactly what killing someone, like, what that entails,
exactly,
and all the
the consequences involved, and
So I totally So
it's an interesting question. So I think I heard rumors there was like 140,000 people roughly who decided to do the KYC and sign up. And then I'm hearing rumors now that it's going to cost quite a bit to mint. So somewhere within the range of, like 9,000, 10,000 US dollars to, 30,000 potentially. So, I mean, that's a big range. And I don't think a lot of people have that money. And it's also very high risk. But you also think like this is the biggest player in the space, in the NFT space. Like, what they're doing is they're sort of trying to build an entire universe, I guess, like an entire world where a lot of these NFT projects can inhabit, and people can actually use their NFTs for something, because right now a lot of the promise of NFTs for these projects specifically, not for the technology but for the projects, is kind of just loose promises, like loose utility. It's like, cool, you get to visit the in-person events, you got to buy merch, maybe you can buy plushies and stuff. We'll talk about that in a sec too. But there's no real concrete use for the NFT for a lot of these NFTs. So this kind of gives a lot of that some utility. Now it's like you need to have an NFT in one of these projects to be able to participate in this broader metaverse world kind of thing.
So, I love what if situations. So what if you bought it for 3 ETH and it goes up to 40 ETH?
Oh man, I don't think I would. I don't even know if I'd hold on for that long, to be honest. If it like triples in value, I think I would already consider selling it.
But that's only 9.
But that's it's only 9, but that's a lot of money still, when you think about it. Like 9 ETH is like, it's in the thousands. Like that's like 15,000 or something. Like, I actually don't know the math. I think it's more than that, but it's a lot of money.
I think it's 20 something.
20-something thousand.
30, like, close to 30.
Would you not sell it? It feels like 10 ETH is 30,000. Would you not sell it for 30,000 US?
It really depends. Like, I feel like for this one, I would hold on because it seems like there's so much backing, because if it doesn't work, that's like so many other
people
things
that failed.
that failed.
But they would have made so much money as well from the mint. You know,
I guess it's like depends on. I don't think they'll try to rug people. I feel
I think
there's
their
brand
brand
too much on.
The entire brand is at stake here.
So it's not like Moonbirds. Like, I hate to say it, sorry, but you know, like, you know, your roadmap was like, I read it. It was like very questionable.
There was no roadmap.
Yeah.
They were like, we're not promising anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Was this, you know, there's like at least like you could see the utility on the horizon. It's like,
Exactly.
oh, they're building a metaverse platform, like one that I mean, I hate to admit, like that could actually succeed. You know, if it's tied to Sandbox, if it's like, I think it has a strong case for like longevity. Whereas, you know, some other NFT projects don't. Yeah. So
I guess, like, I mean, like, there's nothing that's guaranteed, but if anything in the space, I feel like this is, like, when you have too much at stake, and there's so many other projects that are in this, right? Like, I feel like there has to be, like, they're not going to try to screw people over.
Yeah,
it's more
there'll
likely
probably be enough momentum to continue and succeed. But, that's, I mean, I mentioned this earlier, that's why I feel so nervous about it. Yeah. Because anytime you feel like it's a done deal, it's a sure thing. Yeah. Like that is the time that you get screwed. Yeah. Like if I've learned anything in like crypto, Web3, NFT, it's like anytime you think it's a done deal, that's when you get screwed. Yeah. And I feel like this kind of gives me those vibes, but at the same time, it's hard to deny that.
There's too many things.
Yeah, there's too much going for it. But again, I don't know. It feels a little bit speculative.
Interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Whether Billy should sell it.
Whether I should even,
should he go,
should even mint, because
or should he go to the moon? He should definitely mint. But like,
it's going to cost Ape as well. So that's another. It's a whole nother topic. But Ape tokens, which isn't like you're not using just regular crypto, using a crypto token
that you have to buy
on the open market, and it's subject to its own ups and downs, probably way more so than, you know, like a bigger established crypto like ETH or Bitcoin or something. So I mean, that's something to consider as well. Like you're not only speculating on the NFT, you're now speculating on the actual token price itself.
So it'll be I guess it's going to be happening on Saturday is it Australian time?
I don't know. It's I think US time.
US time.
Yeah. So I have to look it up.
We'll see what happens. And
we'll see.
Maybe we have to do like an immediate update.
Yeah, we'll do like a follow up on it afterwards.
But maybe Billy would just like after that just.
Yeah, you'll see me with my gold chain.
And just a mansion.
Yeah. I sold out, guys.
So let us know what you guys think. Whether you filled in the KYC as well, because that was when did you have to fill it by?
I think it was like a few weeks ago. It was like a month ago, if I had to guess. It was around about a month ago. Yeah. So let us know whether you filled it out too. So maybe and see. We want to see what you guys think and how many people were part of it. So finally, the last article that we have, the update for the week, is Coolcats, another very popular NFT project, is launching toys with Toy Keto. Cool. So this is a London-based entertainment company, toys company. And they're basically creating plushies and toys in a physical store. So why is this important? I guess me personally, I think finally, like a digital asset, like a digital project brand is now becoming a real, like a tangible thing that you can buy. Like that's like the typical sort of IP route, right? So seeing that in stores, I think it would be pretty good. Would it be the first? I don't think it's the first for sure, but maybe they would be the largest potentially.
Largest.
Because I could see their toys more so than a lot of other NFT projects, simply because the design is so cute, right? It's like you know, you look at something like Hello Kitty, and there's no doubt like there's like wide mass appeal. You're like, oh, that's so cute, like Hello Kitty stuff. I can see why people love it. And then the same vibes I get with Hello Kitty when I look at Coolcats, I'm like, I can see this just, you know, being the next Hello Kitty, you know, so easily.
Asia and Japan.
Oh man,
it's gonna be a problem. I forgot. There's a store in Sydney that's always like, I forgot what's that store. But it's in China. No. It's oh man, I forgot it. But like, if you're from Sydney, you know, like it's in Chinatown somewhere, and I see so many people go in there buying like these plushies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it goes crazy, and it's Hello Kitty, and at this point, I was already like 20 something. Like, I thought Hello Kitty was like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I thought Hello Kitty died. Like, you know, I thought it was dead. But no, till this day, people still go crazy for it.
I think it's like one of those. That's a good point that you make, because it is one of those timeless brands. There's very few that are like that timeless, right? There's, you know, you can maybe make an argument for like Simpsons and like other things like that, but. Yeah, like Hello Kitty is like one of those strange ones that it's like Pokemon. It's just like you can't kill it. It's too big now, right? Yeah. And it's like it always somehow embeds itself in the next generation and the next generation. Yeah. So it keeps going. So if Coolcats can do the same, it's a big deal, because it kind of proves that this is a viable model for creating an IP or something like that.
Brand. Yeah. I mean, Hello Kitty, that name would not survive if they created this brand like today.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I really don't think. I think it's because it was back in the day, and there's just not as much.
There wasn't as much. Yeah, probably. Like, I think so. But then you know, who knows? Like maybe at that time you could have made that argument as well. Like, oh, like
that's true.
This Hello Kitty thing. Like, I don't think this is gonna survive. There's like other brands. I don't know if Doraemon came out before them or.
Well, there was this. I know there's. I always saw next to Hello Kitty was this one called Kiropi. It's like this frog.
Oh yeah,
dude. I mean, I wasn't totally into it, but like if I had to choose between the two, I'm always like, yo, man, my frog guy is the guy. You know. But then clearly he didn't survive.
I think they're still around, but not like Hello Kitty did, right? Yeah. You can say Hello Kitty to anybody, and they'll know straight away.
Yeah.
So they have strong brand. Yeah. I guess this kind of comes back to like this whole movement of Web3 is kind of in a weird way. It's kind of like the new way to do things. Like if you want to start a film, you know, if you want to fund a film in a non-traditional sense, it's a way. If you want to start a brand, like a clothing brand or something in a non-traditional way, this is a way to do it. If you're trying to sell art as an artist, a digital artist, in a non-traditional way, this is the way to do it. It sort of flips its head on a lot of things. And you know, we mentioned earlier, you know someone in real life who's basically built an entire company in this new kind of Web3 way. It's completely crazy, right? I don't know if you want to get into detail about that or not.
Yeah, so I'll quickly go over, like, only because I didn't ask them whether I should, like, I'm talking about them.
Oh, you don't have to mention the name, but the idea.
Exactly. But yeah, basically, like, they made a company that, you know, there's, I guess I can say, like, Axie Infinity, very popular, like, game. And he basically made a company that sort of is like a LinkedIn for gamers to play in that game, sort of, because you need to create teams in that game. And, you know, their company is gives you credibility. So, like, for example, if you're a good teammate, like, you know, you get more stars, or you earn badges, right? And then if you're a good player, you earn badges. And then so when people go into this, like, his platform, now you can basically choose teams according to, you know, your profile. Yeah. You know, like how good you are. And I guess like the better you are, the more chances you're likely to win, and that means more money, right? So I feel like this is like, I didn't think there, like, something like this would be built. It's sort of like a guild.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. It's sort of like a guild management platform. Exactly.
And I mean, I'll mention it later. I'm sure I can say who they are later. I'm sure they won't mind either, but it's just out of courtesy. Because he just got bought. Yeah. I mean, he just got invested, as in he's got all the funds to do what he wants. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. But that's so crazy, because now you think about, like, this is an entirely new industry that just birthed out of nowhere. So first of all, Axie is a play to earn game, so you get to earn money from playing. Yeah. And like we mentioned earlier on about this in other podcasts, but like basically a lot of people in like a country like the Philippines decided to play this game, and they've made like a ton of money like just playing a game. Because the game is tied to a token, like a kind of like a crypto token. And like the value of the token has increased like, you know, exponentially because it's tied to something with real world utility. Like such as this game. So from there, it spawned another company which manages the teams of players. That's, to me, that's crazy. Like that, the amount of shift that's happening in just like the gaming world, every single sector you think about, you can imagine has been affected one way or another by you know, advent of crypto and Web3 technologies.
Exactly. So yeah, like I mean, that's really crazy that like people, especially like if you think about like, you know, the income disparity between like people in the US and, you know, people in the Philippines, right? It's crazy. And people in the Philippines earn close to nothing compared to people in the US, right? And to have the ability like to play a game and to support your like family, like that's crazy. That's so insane. Crazy. Like, you know, of course there's like certain problems with it now where it's like a lot of people realize this, and so a lot of people are playing. So that sort of dilutes everything. Right?
So you don't get to make as much. But you know, it's just like anything. Like the earlier you're in on I guess the, you know, the technology, the more advantageous it is.
Exactly.
And that's, I mean, that's kind of, I guess, how it should be in a lot of ways, because you know, you're spending the time investing in learning this stuff, and so it should be that, you know, because you're earlier in on it, you should be rewarded. I guess it's kind of a karma in a way, because you're taking the risk, I think. And that's kind of like when people say like, oh, like all these cryptos blowing up, and that's, you know, it's just gambling, it's not fair. But you also have to think that these people who are investing in these things, they're taking a lot of risk.
Because we don't know, they don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is. You don't know if it's going to go up or down, or it's going to go to zero. A lot of people have lost money, so you can make a case that it's not good. Because like people are losing money left, right. And a lot of people are just turning into overnight millionaires, and that's probably not a good thing either. But it's just the market. You know, that's just how you know, things are playing out. So you either just sit on the sidelines and you don't do anything about it, or, you know, you spend the time to figure it out, and hopefully from you investing your time in understanding the technology, understanding the impact, you know, you could set yourself up better in the future.
So I couldn't agree more. And, you know, let us know what you think about this this Coolcats thing.
Coolcats plushie.
Because this could be like a normal route for people now. This could be the traditional route.
Like if you're an artist and you have like really cute or like really cool designs, like maybe you could build an entire IP, an entire brand, just going this new route versus the old one.
And you actually know your customers a lot more and what they like because of you just need to advertise to them. If they like it, they'll buy your NFT, and then it's like, okay, that's my confirmation. Now I can just go to Toy Store and be like, yo, clearly I have the
I've already got the audience.
So let us know what you think. And that's all the news we have for this week. So let us know what you think about the video. If you like it, please comment and subscribe and all that jazz. And we will catch you next week. Peace. Thanks for watching or listening to our content. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again. Peace.